go. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the heck are you? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty darn well. I am indeed Diana Clarion, the Lavender Lady, and this is the Open Chat. And we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. So, to get started talking, over in the right hand seat there of the Lavender B-17, we have my co pilot, the one, the only, the brilliant, the beautiful Kate Farr, Bionic Dance. Hello, honey. How you doing?
Oh, I'm all right, I suppose. It is 4:20, so I'm three sheets to the wind, but it'll just make the
Yay!
show more interesting, won't it?
Yes, it will. It most certainly will. Oh my! And Ox wishes us happy 420. Happy 420 to you too, and happy 420 to everybody around. Yes, indeed he does. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh
Of
boy!
course, me being high is still not the top of the news, is it?
No, it's not. And I'm actually a little bit on the pleased side today, a little on the guarded side, but I'm still pleased that Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all counts.
All three damn counts.
Well,
Awesome.
hey, that was amazing. That really was. Now I know,
Yeah.
I know
I,
it's. Hmm?
my heart was thudding as they
Mm-hmm.
were reading the verdict. And I'm like, dude, knock it off with all the legalese and just say up or down. Like he went through the whole pursuant to the plaintiff of the case of the, and I'm like, dude, but then he read the verdict.
I tell you, I'm as I say, I'm still guarded because we know it's not over yet. I mean, there's still the
Well,
appeals process to go through, and the courts as you go higher and higher are indeed stacked. I mean, the previous
yeah, well, and
administration saw to that. Hmm?
I looked it up, and it turns out that like the judge said they will start a sentencing hearing in 8 weeks. And I was like,
Okay,
really, you're not even going to start talking about sentencing for 2 friggin' months? What are you kidding me?
yeah, I
People
don't
are
get that.
like freaking. How many hair appointments does this judge have that he can't start the sentencing this high profile case right the frick now? I
Hmm.
mean, I assume he needs the time to study up on precedent and shit. I guess you know,
Uh,
but still, wait, because they wouldn't start the hearing until after 8 weeks. I mean,
yeah,
does he study before the hearing? Does he study for the hearing like it's a test? Or I don't know how this stuff works, but it still seems like a really, really, really long time to sentence a guy who is really fucking guilty. And
yes.
I'm wondering, will they make an example of him, or will they just lightly thwack him on the wrist?
Excuse me, I need to swallow some ginger ale there. Well, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that it's just going to be a little, okay, there you go. 2 weeks and 2 weeks in the Huskow, and then here it's done. Come on,
Yeah. Well,
Um,
there one good thing. There are some minimums on some of these,
mm-hmm.
but like on the charges. So he, I think he's guaranteed at least like a decade and a half in jail.
I would hope. And
Now I don't know about the possibility of no parole. I don't know about that one.
I don't either. Now, Colleen says it's still pretty pathetic that we still needed a trial to decide if he was guilty or not, even though there was video evidence that he killed the guy. Here's the thing: I
Oh,
understand, Colleen, the trial because we had to figure out guilty of what. There were three charges. He could have been
well,
guilty of all of them, as he was found, or none of them, or anything in
well,
between.
it's more than that. I mean, like, sure, he's guilty as fuck, and we all knew it. But due process is a thing for a reason,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and even when someone is just blatantly guilty, we have to give them that day in court.
Yeah.
Or like, what is it?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Like, do we have a justice system if someone can't face their accusers? I
Yep.
like, yeah, it sucks that we have to allow it, but also it would suck if we didn't.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely, absolutely. No, I'm glad we had the trial, Because another thing that the trial shows, well, I don't know if it absolutely shows it or not, but it does tend to show that under certain circumstances anyway, the system can work. And it may
Yeah.
or may not be intense pressure that was one of the circumstances, but it did turn out that, you did get what I think all of us knew was warranted. Uh,
Well, what I wonder is what kind of precedent this sets for the future. I mean, is it going to be like now cops are absolutely convinced they have to behave themselves, or will it be, well, we threw one guy to the wolves, the rest of you are safe because now the people who are after him are sated. I don't think that's going to work out if that's what they're going to try, but I have to wonder if some of them are pretending it might.
yeah.
Also,
Hmm.
like getting to this point, I mean, was it we threw someone to the wolves, or was it this is where the country has progressed? Finally, we're getting to this point that public opinion is shifting enough that we can start seeing this kind of justice. I mean, there's so many ways all of this could have come about, and I'm wondering which one actually happened, or which combination of the above actually happened.
Uh huh. Yeah. Um, okay. Oh, I see. I was looking up qualified immunity. That's civil suits. So okay, you're still out of the woods as far as criminal proceedings are concerned. But we do need to get rid of the qualified immunity. But there's the thing that worries me is that, yeah, you throw one of the wolves. Okay, now we can just do whatever we want because, as you said, we've made everybody happy this time.
Right.
And then they're going to go on and on about there was the threat of violence, which I think wasn't there somebody complaining about Maxine Waters? I think she had said something to the effect of you you understand that if he is not found guilty, there will be violence. Something like that, if I've got it right. Please, somebody correct me if I'm
Um,
wrong, because they're going on and on, if I remember correctly, that she's threatening violence, and I don't think she was.
it was a warning. It was not a threat. It was, I see what's coming.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
like, I have a better view of the horizon than you do, clearly, sir.
Yes, yes. And so I don't know. I don't know where this stuff is going to go. And as the other thing here is that group, that supremacist group, is not going to give up. I mean, if they want Derek Chauvin found not guilty, for example, they're not going to give up. Whatever else they want, they are not going to give up. They're not going to give up until all options are exhausted, and then even then some. So I want to see what happens. I need to see
Mm.
what happens because there's still a lot happening.
Well, I mean, it's we're just gonna have to wait and see. I mean, we're kind of in uncharted territory right now.
Yeah, we are indeed. Hi, Randy. How you doing, honey? Yay!
And, it,
My
it does feel good. It feels like what's happened is for the best. But at the same time, I don't know if that means more is to come.
right,
And that's
right.
something I really wonder about. That's the part. Like, should this be a sigh of relief, or should it be a rallying cry, or both? But which one should prevail? I guess I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right. And I'm on the side of caution here. I'm not going to be relieved right away. Um, I'm still guarded as far as all
Hmm.
this is concerned. Well, I know that you consider me a pessimist, and I think you're right. Um,
Um, I think the word I use is cynical, but go on.
okay, yeah. Um, Now, personally, I'll call it realist, but then again, you would expect me to because,
Yeah.
yeah, um, because that's just the way I lean. It's going to be, I'm not going to be all too happy until I know I can be happy, and it's going to be a long time before that happens. Um,
Mhm.
I just hope that this is a good start. I really do.
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Um, the one thing that kept getting brought up during the campaign was the whole idea of people going back to brunch. And
Uh
I
huh.
worry that people will look at this victory and go, okay,
Yeah.
there we go,
Yeah.
win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And no one does anything more than that. And that could be a problem. I don't know.
Absolutely. And it's so easy to want to have it over because it's a lot of work. It's
Mm,
really difficult to keep up the pressure.
well,
And then when you get a victory, it's a okay. Now we can take a sigh and sit back. And no, you can't because there's more to come. They won't give up. We can't.
well, I mean, like this probably is going to sound kind of selfish, but
Okay.
fuck it, it's still the truth. Um, Part of me, if I'm ever part of a movement that I know is going to take generations, part of me resents it a little that I won't be able to reap the rewards of it.
I
Like
know where
not
you're
enough
coming
to not
from.
like not enough to stop doing it. You still fight the cause, but that doesn't mean a part of me isn't a little disappointed.
Oh, I can understand that. Absolutely. Yeah, completely. I
Well,
understand
yeah,
it.
but I'm sure that well the problem is if I didn't say the part about well, you still keep fighting the fight anyway, if I didn't say that, there's a lot of folks who right now in the chat would be going, "Oh my gosh, Kate, I can't believe you don't care about blah 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 blah." I mean, people are so quick to jump down your throat on the internet for like any
Yeah.
way they can twist your fucking words. So.
Well, I mean, you've put up with more than a little of that stuff. Yeah, as far as
Nah,
getting jumped on, and not in a good way either. Um,
no.
and yeah, it's no, I do know and understand the bitterness element. Um, because I think that none of us here are really going to see a resolution to any of this, or at least not the resolution we're looking for, not the closure, because it's far into the future from here, um, and it always has been. I mean, how long have we been at this? At least in the U.S., we've been at it for 200 plus years. I mean, well, ever since before the U.S. was the U.S., we've been at this in one way or another. We were never in a good stead, if you want to put it that way. We were never ideal.
Yeah. Well, what has always struck me ever since I was old enough to pay attention to it is how inflexible this country is, how resistant to change. And like I look at all these European countries, mostly Western Europe, but whatever, that are doing the progressive things as minimums, as axioms that I want to see in this country. And it's crazy to me that we can't look at that and say, "Wow, let's do that." And you get
Hmm.
all those people who go, but people who haven't earned it will get a little, oh fuck off.
Jesus.
You know,
Well, I have to
it's just,
wonder. I have to wonder though, if excuse me, the Europeans don't have a couple millennia of garbage behind them, and it's going to take a couple thousand years to get for us to get where they are now. I don't know.
so what are you saying? We have to go through a Spanish Inquisition and the Crusades again to become a mature nation?
I wonder. I do wonder if that might not be necessary. Yeah.
Okay, like raise your hand if you'd rather not.
Oh, I would much
Just
rather not. Absolutely.
I mean, if we want to repeat the French Revolution where we take guillotines to rich people, I'm down with it. But I could do without some of those wacky fraternity pranks they used on people during the Spanish Inquisition. I mean,
Polka
hey,
with the soft cushions.
so like, okay, what's weird? And this was bothering me. is if some guy was in a fraternity, he can talk about his frat. But if a girl was in a sorority, she can't talk about her what the fuck's the word?
Shay, yeah, that would be well, let's see now. Frat is the first syllable
Fraternal.
of fraternity. So would she be talking about her sore?
I guess.
Something like that? I don't know. Don't
But
look at
I don't
me.
think "sore" is necessarily a word you want used to
Yeah,
talk about
pretty
a group of
much.
women. I'm thinking no, but thanks for playing. Um, but there was another one on the other side. I was like,
Okay. Okay, so I'm back through one of the microphones. Um. Scheiße. Hang on. There we go. Now, I don't know what happened. Let me go over here, and then we're going to go down here. Come here, you. Come on. Okay. Now, are you hearing me? Okay. Yes, I am. I don't. I heard a. Yeah. Was that the end you were talking about? But for some strange reason, it switched. It's for some strange. It switched microphone inputs on me, and I don't know what the heck was going on. Let me look at the other VU meters. Okay, there. I did not intentionally fiddle with anything. I don't know if I hit something or what, but um. Okay, are you guys hearing anything at all? I mean, my VU meters are no, actually they're not doing anything right. Let's look at this. Okay, we're gonna go to the blue microphone. Yes, you are. That's true. Okay, and then we're gonna go back up to default. I wish I knew. Excuse me. I wish I knew what the heck happened. Uh, yeah, and it
no one
okay.
ever like, raises it as a request.
Okay, it's everybody doing? Yeah, these are turned way the hell up. Um, for some strange reason, it turned the stuff up. Okay, let's see. How is it going now when you say something, Kate?
I don't know. Can
Okay,
you hear me?
we're going to find out. My VU meters are behaving themselves now. Harmonica
Oh,
Man says, yes, I can hear. B.
yay! Good thing for us.
Yay! Balukotece vetradakeleki.
Easy. That's the question. Is like, okay, you can hear, but can you hear us?
Yeah,
And then
there
the
you
next question, of
go.
course, do you want to?
There's
And
another
then the next
story
question
there.
after that, why?
Kate is still muted? Oh, for the fuck.
Sorry,
Um,
now, what's wrong with you? You stop with the program is bad doing thing making.
yeah, it is icky.
No bad
There she
program.
is. There she is.
Ah,
Yay! Okay, so
Err,
let's try to
err.
not go icky and doo doo here.
So what I was saying
Yes,
was
dear.
like with that whole sorority fraternity thing was also like I was collecting some reference art for this other project I want to do when Quinn Redship's done, and I was separating the clothing out into femme and masculine. It's fine butch,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing is that like that's not derived from masculine the way that feminine or femme is derived from feminine, and that didn't seem fair either, right?
Uh-huh.
So that like both of those bother me is that there isn't a word for sorority and there isn't a word for masculine.
I have seen mask spelled MASC, but I haven't seen it
Hmm.
that often.
Well, I find it strange. Like our language seems selectively deficient.
Yes.
Like we'll have half of a term, and then the other half we just sort of decided, nah,
Uh-huh. Hi, Chinese. How you doing, honey?
it's weird.
Yay! Tayo korostu. She's party
Yeah.
people. Yay, 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 yay. Oh my, oh my. But yeah, somebody. Well, I don't know. If you get somebody to work on the language, you might end up with something like Esperanto, and I don't know if we want that either. Uh,
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't mind the idea of trying to come up with a universal language, but the fact that when they came up with Esperanto, they kept the fucking gendered nouns. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? You're supposed to make it less complicated, so we can all fucking use it. And they're like, well, gendered nouns. Fuck off. Just seriously, fuck. I don't mind the clearly Latin roots, but you don't have to have like A's and O's at the end of every fucking word.
oh
Ugh.
my word. Yeah, indeed. Now, I must be strange. Um,
Yes.
well, we already know that. Yeah, but I don't have a problem with the gendered nouns. Um, in the learning the German, it just came naturally. I just somehow found it
Mm.
easy to associate the correct grammatical genders with the
Uh,
appropriate nouns. I know a lot of kids did
well,
have problems with that.
I'm always having to like stop and think. Like with Spanish or whatever. When I tried to take it in high school, I was like, which one's table again? Like if there was some rhyme and reason to it,
Yeah, but there
even
is
if it
none.
was, but no, but says something, even if it was like sexist as fuck, where it's like kitchen is feminine because that's women's work. At least I can understand their logic. But
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
instead they just assign these things willy nilly, and I don't mean willy in any pun kind of way. And it was just like how do you keep track of it all? Like, I feel sorry for kids who have to learn Spanish in school as their first language just because of all the extra nonsense added on top of it with those gendered nouns.
Well, hey, at least you only had to deal with two genders. I dealt with three.
Yeah, but the only reason I dealt with any was because high school made me take a language. I mean, if
Yeah,
they'd offered a cool language like Japanese, I would have jumped at the chance. But it was all like, French, Spanish, German, and Latin. I'm like, fuck all of these languages, but if I have to, I'll take Spanish.
oh man, I really wanted and unfortunately did not get to do it. Anybody who wanted to take Latin or Russian had to hope there were going to be enough other kids who wanted to do it to set up a classroom. You had to have some minimum number of kids who wanted to take a course before they would actually offer the course. And advanced biology was one that didn't always have a course. Russian, Latin didn't always have a course every semester or every year, which is extremely unfortunate because I wanted to take Russian, and unfortunately I didn't get to.
Well, Russian's a deeply annoying language. I tried to
Yeah.
take a little bit of it, and it's needlessly complicated like the others.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
I
Hmm.
don't know. all I really remember is like how to say hello, goodbye, and red. That's like all I remember. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, like I don't know. The only I can only think of maybe three or four reasons to know Latin. Like number one, you're a scholar of Latin literature or some shit.
Mm.
You know, that's number one. Number two, you're a lawyer. Number three, you're a scientist or doctor of some sort. And I guess number four, fucking religion. You know, there's
Yeah.
no other reason to know Latin. It's a dead language. No one speaks it. Unless you go to a Latin club, you're not going to be conversing in it. You know, it's
Oh my.
just,
That was the
I mean,
interesting thing. When I was in third grade at a Catholic school, we actually had an hour for learning Latin every week.
well, that doesn't shock me. Catholic school.
Uh huh. And this was before Vatican II, so the Mass was still conducted in Latin.
I don't know what
Um,
that means. Vatican II, Electric Boogaloo. This time it's personal. What?
Pretty much. No, it was an ecumenical council for the purpose of reforming many of the things like doctrines and other stuff in the Catholic Church, and of course, not going far enough. I mean, Vatican
Hmm.
II, for example, the pogrom against the Jews was finally lifted um, because up until that point, the Catholics held the Jews responsible for deicide.
You know, it's like I'm sorry. The Romans are the ones who nailed him up.
Uh huh.
That,
And
that is always, well, not always. As soon as I understood jack shit about it, that always bothered me. That weird contradiction.
yeah, because the charge was not blasphemy. The Sanhedrin had no authority to have the guy crucified. The charge was insurrection.
It's kind of like how they got Al Capone on tax fraud, huh?
There you go. Mm.
Well, I mean, like, okay, you know how I say I've always found religion just a little bit on the creepy side,
Yeah.
like since I first encountered it. A lot of the names are part of like just the words Pentateuch just sounds really odd. It sounds either like something you'd find in a museum of the occult next to Sasquatch, or it sounds like something that a doctor does to a guy when he starts hitting his 50s. You know? And it's just like words like that. And the one that always knocked me out because I only recently understood it was like God's grace. Because in my world, grace was either, oh, you treat someone nicely even when they're a slime ball, or it's you're on a dance floor and you're moving nicely. You know, that kind
Uh
of thing
huh.
was
Yeah.
grace. When it was finally explained to me, and I can still barely understand it, what they meant by God's grace, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's what you're all worked up about? I don't know. It's just I don't
Well,
understand the mindset that could even find religion, any religion, palatable.
there you
You know?
go. And I remember way back when in the Catholic school system, we learned about the many different kinds of grace, like the sanctifying grace and how many others that the grace that you got through baptism and the one that you get through confession and the one you get through the Eucharist and all kinds of different and who
Eucharist.
cares?
This is like, was there a grace under fire as well?
As a matter of fact, I wouldn't doubt that there was. It might have been grace acquired through martyrdom or something like that, because they were teaching us how noble it was to be a martyr.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's
I
like,
still like the idea of making that other fucker die for his country, but hey,
there you
whatever.
go, there you go, George S. Patton, we love you. Um,
It's just like oh, there was always just a flavor to every experience I had with religion that felt creepy. Like I didn't even know that it was a thing at the time that priests touched kids or whatever. But every time I encountered something religious, I kind of felt the way those kids might have.
Uh huh.
Like it was just. Have you ever been somewhere where you just felt like there were eyes on you constantly, and they were all just sort of maybe something that wanted to pounce?
Uh huh. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's just sort of the way I always felt in a church. I don't know. There was something weird about. Now, let me clarify something I said before.
Yes, dear.
When I say religion, I kind of mean more like doctrine and dogma. I can understand like wanting a sort of pantheistic kind of governing force thing that looks over you, like, the people where their idea of worshiping whatever it is to pretend they're still in the womb or whatever. It's completely
Mm.
harmless.
Yeah.
I don't mind those people, and I can understand if it's comforting, go for it. It's the ones who start making up rules, and who start saying, well, if you're not in our club, then our club gets to beat you up. Let's rumble.
There you go.
Those are the ones who bother me.
Yeah. That's the one that really gets me. I mean, if you want rules, if you want to make up the rules and all that shit, do it for yourself. Don't try to shove them down my throat. Okay, I've got one hell of a gag reflex. Okay, I've discovered
I
that through.
go jeepers. Thank you, tornado. Did you hear what you just said?
Yes, I did, and I was looking
I
for a.
cried. All right, all right. I'll be your fish on a hook.
Oh, anyway, speaking of, it's I did send a link to Mom NATO, and let's see if she's gonna show up today or whatever,
All
and see
right.
what happens. Oh my, oh my!
I'm
But
sure there's one or two other folks that we would mind hanging with us.
there you go, there you go. What I've got to start doing is. We've got to start maybe doing some of the stuff and opening the open chat for real. But we'll see what happens. Talk about it a little bit and
Well,
see
I
what
mean,
happens.
I don't mind doing the you and me show, but sometimes it's fun with other
Yes, it
people.
is.
Like,
Yes.
the Mama Atheist, I do love having her around.
Oh, absolutely. I
You
did put out a
know,
link a couple times, and unfortunately, she didn't see it or pick up on it or whatever.
then there's
Um,
that Saurian fellow we know who seems partial to two certain colors.
oh, yes, yes. I haven't
You
seen him
know,
for a
there's
while.
him. And let's face it, everyone's favorite curmudgeon stool.
Oh, yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, probably a few others, but let's face it, I don't want to keep listing names forever. That'll be a very boring show. If I left you out, I'll put you in next time.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh my, oh my. And oh, okay, we're talking about nightmares over in the side chat. Um,
Uh, I
Harmonica Man
miss
says you guys should read The Lone Wanderer's Nightmares in Retail Stores.
I miss when I used to remember my dreams because I had some really cool ones, right? But lately I wake up and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I caught the tail end of a dream, but even that's starting to fade, and I miss remembering my damn dreams.
I'll tell you, lately it's been getting pretty bad where I've been having more nightmares than usual, and for the most part, they involve my ex, which is not
Hmm.
fun at all. Um, oh, well, what are you gonna do?
Well,
At least,
I guess that's a difference. I would have no joke eyelid movies. There'd even be whole stories in them. It was great. I miss that.
mm,
I mean, nightmares would happen, but they were rare.
well, at least last night I did not wake up screaming. That
Mm.
was that was a good. I mean, there was a nightmare going on, but it was not a screaming nightmare. So I have to wonder how many of the neighbors hear me. But that's
As far
another
as I
story.
know, far as I know, I've only woken up screaming once. I'm sure I've told you about it. That time a poster fell on my face, and I
Oh,
sat bolt upright, and it didn't fall off. And I thought for sure I had like a face hugger on me.
okay then.
Oh, I screamed and screamed and screamed until finally, like, and I kept turning my head from side to side, and the damn poster wouldn't fall off. Finally, Kylie pulled it off my head and held me till the shaking stopped.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, that was not a good night, and I'm just glad I'm not prone to bedwetting.
Okay then. Yeah, you might have been swimming that night, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, um, uh, they, Kylie,
Siamese.
she was one of those ones where she'd generate her own heat, which was great in wintertime.
Oh yay.
But Seattle does have a very brief summer.
Okay, about a week and a half, huh?
Well, it's a month and a half actually, thankfully, but still, and at that point, you definitely don't need a space heater under the covers.
Hasta por lo compatian tú. Yes.
Meanwhile, of course, I'm fully aware that my feet are like ice, so, whatever.
Oh my. Oh, my society still has night terrors about her ex-husband. Okay. Not
Hmm.
fun, not fun, not fun. Absolutely not fun. Where are we? I'm just trying to get the appropriate windows open here. Here we go. Um,
Everything I know about night terrors actually kind of comes from watching bad sitcoms, so I'm just going to stay quiet on this topic.
okay.
Oh, I mean, they have this whole thing. Two guys have to share a bed for whatever reason, and the wife leaves a note saying to stop his night terrors, you have to grab his earlobe and gently stroke it or some shit. And it calms the guy down, but like, does that even work? Is that really a thing, or was it just for the show? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I've never had anything like that work on me, so, what can I tell you?
Wow.
And Linda had to try just about everything with my screaming and night terrors and everything else, and never did go too well. One of the
Did
reasons she got
was
bored with me.
Was pillow to the kisser one of the methods tried?
Let's see. I don't think she ever tried that one. No, I tried
Hmm.
swaddling, and that didn't
Okay,
work. That
all
didn't
right.
work.
I still think pillow to the kisser is the best solution.
Okay then.
Well, you know, you take a bag full of down to the snout. There's a chance you'll stop screaming or start screaming for a different reason.
There
You
you are.
know,
There you are.
it's a cure of sorts. It trades one problem for another. But it's easier to deal with someone who's awake and pissed off than someone who's asleep and can't be told to shut up.
There you go. Shadow Kitty says one of the reasons I got approved for medical marijuana was to help me help deal with the PTSD. Suffered from night
Mm.
terrors for about 15 years. Ay, qué betorada. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I will say this. Some of the best dreams I've had, or at least the dreams from which I've woken up the most rested, have been on marijuana. At least in
Okay.
the last bunches of years.
Okay then.
Like, I'm not giving you an actual number. I don't know, but yeah, for a while I was not sleeping very well. Then I decided to become a pothead, and the next thing you know, I'm sleeping well enough. So hey, benefits. Plus, it helps that I'm an artist, so I get to be a little spacey.
Okay then.
Not Kevin Spacey.
Right. You need.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, you had to head that one off, right?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
oh, head. I see what you did there.
Yay.
Uh, anyway, I don't know why I mean, Kevin Spacey, he's old news.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't need any more crap from the likes of me.
Oh, that's interesting. Ox says I live in an illegal state, but my dealer does take plastic. Okay.
They don't even do that here in California. It's legal here, but you have to pay cash. They gave this wacky song and dance about, like, well, we can take it directly from your bank, but it has to be a bank in this certain network and blah 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 blah. And if it's federal, we can't do it. And this, that, and the other thing. And well, my bank has federal right in the name, so well, that's out.
There you
Uh,
go.
so I have to go get cash to physically hand the delivery people, or if I walk to the dispensary.
Mm. Now, I remember years and years ago reading a article in the Toronto Star about the ladies of the evening who took plastic. And as a matter of fact, this was at a time when the plastic involved one of those machines where you put the
It's like it's
card there
back
and
and
then,
forth.
yeah, you used to carry those around with them.
Wow.
That was
And
really,
I mean, like
really.
if they were walking around with one of those change makers on their belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this was mid '80s that I read this article, so I thought that
Uh,
was quite interesting.
well, I mean, why the hell isn't prostitution legal?
I have no fucking idea,
Well,
really.
actually, I know exactly why. I mean,
Well,
it's the same
yeah.
reason blue laws exist.
Mm-hmm.
It's all these people thinking they have to legislate morality on the rest of us. But, honestly, what was it in Australia? The divorce rate dropped like 7% when they legalized prostitution. And
Okay.
now everyone's like safe and inspected. And so you're not going to catch an STD and all of that. You can see the like the medical records, the vaccination records, and everything of the uh, employees, I guess.
Uh huh.
It's so yeah. It stinks because, like, okay, I've read a bunch of books, some of them like based in the real world, some of them not, about like gangs and organized crime and all of that, and they have these terms for the people who work at brothels, and I'm not sure whether they're offensive and whether I can use them to talk about employees of establishments that are purveying prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of them seem quite innocuous. Tags was one of them. But
Okay.
for all I know, that's like, like on the toe of the hooker in the body bag, and that's super offensive. I don't fucking know.
Uh huh.
So, like if anyone knows the appropriate PC term for someone who works at a brothel, please tell me. And please let it be only one word.
Oh Lord,
I
yeah.
mean, if we're gonna say ladies of the evening, I don't know. I
Oh
mean,
my
I mean,
word.
like I don't mind saying person of color because that's what people want, but it would really have helped if they could have had one word for that. Unfortunately, the only one word we have for that is deeply offensive. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
Okay.
it's just you know me. I like it when speech is a bit more streamlined, and this is the opposite of that.
Indeed. Yeah, Ox definitely says anyone with a cell phone can accept credit cards now.
Yeah,
Um,
don't you have to have that little? Oh wait, no, you can scan the QR code now, can't you?
yes, you can. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have that little device that you plug into the USB thing that you can slide the card through.
Now, one thing I'm going to have to look up. Um, I don't know of a use for it yet, but I suppose there is one.
Oh, sorry, Cinder.
Is the fingerprint scanner. Both of my laptops have that, but I don't know how to use it. So I'll have to go look that up someday just to know.
My laptop does not have that, but my phone absolutely insisted.
Okay.
Like I'm not even kidding. It said to finish setting up your phone, do this now, and you have no choice in the matter. So
Tayo
my
Korostu.
thumbprint is now on the grid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one thing that kind of pisses me off actually is like, I'm still sort of half playing that cyberpunk game, and each like cyberpunk genre franchise has its own thing that it calls the online world. Whether it's the Matrix or the net or whatever yeah. Well, but the problem is that Shadowrun, since like the mid to late '80s or something, was using the Matrix. Like, oh, Grid was the other one I was trying to remember. And then this fucking movie comes along, and it's called The Matrix. And I'm like, but this isn't a Shadowrun movie. What the hell? It was kind of like when they put out Rogue One and it wasn't about Rogue Squadron. And I'm like, what the hell?
Mm.
It was just like it seemed a weird kind of betrayal of fandom in general. I don't know.
This is interesting. Harmonica Man says, if one has a baby in a brothel, they call it a brothel sprout.
I like that. That's good. I'm
Yay!
down. Yeah. Okay. Wonder how often that one happens. And do they tell the kid? You know,
Yeah.
you were conceived by a complete stranger who paid me to do it, and you were a complete accident. I didn't intend this. Happy birthday! I mean, do you tell your kid that? Is this one of those things you put in that letter you write when they're an infant that they read when they're 18? You know what I mean?
Hello, pretty baby. Yeah, there you go.
It's
Because
just,
wasn't the character played by Brooke Shields conceived in a brothel?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
The movie Pretty Baby.
Never saw it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, I I've never not known I'm adopted, but I have to wonder what it's like for those kids who find out like in adulthood, oh, by the way, we're not your biological parents and never have been.
Mm,
Uh surprise. It's like what the hell is that like?
I don't know, and I don't know how I feel about all of the various things I've heard of as far as adoption is concerned. I mean, I've always known. I don't remember a time when I didn't know that I was adopted, but I've talked with people who did not find out until something accidentally popped up where their parents, their adoptive parents, if you want to put it that way, are long dead, and then they find out they were adopted. And then you've got people going on about how adoption breaks up families, and they are so angry that their family was broken up, and especially when it concerns people they never knew.
Hmm.
Because when I look back, I cannot, in any good conscience or any meaningful way, say that the adoption in which I was involved broke up a family. I never knew those people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but to a lot of these folks, I'm sure biology, the continuation of the line is probably more what they're thinking of when they say it breaks up families.
I don't know offhand. Really, I don't. Because some of
Well, I
these
mean,
people
given
sound
what
pretty
you
crazy.
said, yeah, well, but given some of what you said, at least about your own family, the whole like Eastern European thing and all of that, it sounds to me like that's the kind of conservative they might be. I don't know, but
Well, yeah,
okay, like one thing that also I was thinking about with this whole conversation is, um, in my old neighborhood, there is a lesbian couple, also one of the couples that got the whole civil unions started, and they have two twin boys that are from the sperm of another neighbor that I've also known my whole life. And I have
okay.
to wonder what it's like, when you know that that guy over there is your dad.
Mm,
But your parents are lesbians. None of them had sex with him. They just chose him. You
okay.
know.
Mm-hmm.
And what if you had a few critiques about their choice?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things I think about sometimes in an idle moment. Is what would it be like if, and fill in people I know who are in unusual situations. I know a lot of those benefits of being raised by hippies, I guess,
Okay.
and then hanging out with goths.
Uh,
Man, I have not had a normal life, have I?
Okay, no, not really. Well, by that definition of normal, anyway. I mean,
Well,
the
yeah,
one
yeah,
that you
yeah,
find
yeah,
most
yeah, yeah,
often.
yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Hmm.
But like as close to Norman Rockwell as this day gets, I've not had that. I have not been Little Miss White Suburbia.
No, you have not.
There
Definitely.
we go. There we go. If I ever wrote my autobiography, nobody would believe it.
Man, well, I would.
And then,
We've had
no,
discussions.
I suppose, but still, I don't know. I think more than anything else, it's like one of those complaints I have about those people I know, where anytime a syndrome or something gets popular, they have it. You know,
Okay.
and it gets to a
Okay.
point where it's like you cannot possibly be sick with all 23 of those things. I'm sorry, no. You are collecting these things like some sort of Munchausen syndrome thing. I believed you even up to number 5, but beyond that, it started to get unrealistic. You
Oh
know,
my,
and
indeed.
in a way, I kind of feel like that about my own life. I'm like, how could all of those things happen to one person? Like, 3 of those things, one person fine. But no one's gonna buy that all those things happen to one person.
Yeah.
The same person. No, no, not a chance. You know, that's how weird my life has been. No one would believe it if I laid it all out in one big pile.
Well then, how do you want to say you're unique? Yeah.
Well, quirky.
Okay.
Uh,
I'll accept that.
Fucking weird. Looney Tunes. I don't know.
Mo. Oh my, oh my.
Uh,
Shadow
I
Kitty
don't
says
know.
my mother used to tell me that they gave me the wrong baby at the hospital every time he did something boneheaded.
Hmm.
I have been
No,
told.
Ma, they give you exactly the right one. You're this dumb too.
There you go.
It's probably for the best I did not have your parents because I would have thought of and said that. And, I don't know if they were the sort to give a kid a weapon, but I probably would have been on the receiving end of one.
Oh my, oh my. If you're talking about my so called parents, oh yeah, the whole whopping thing was a big thing.
Another side benefit of being raised by hippies, they did not believe in violence. I got, like, told to go to my room a lot. I had the television taken away a lot, but I did not receive physical punishment.
Mm hmm. No, that's all those two
Yeah.
knew. Oh my, oh my, oh my. But I was told more than once that she, anyway, had said, I regret even taking you home from the infant's home.
Did you ever shout back, well, why'd you do it?
Thinking. No, I didn't. Um,
Yeah, if you had to think about it, of course you didn't.
yeah, and oh, I know it would have got me injured.
Well, I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's just,
Well, this
you
is
know me, I have a hard time holding my tongue, so.
this is the woman who chased me around the house with a kitchen knife. Okay, so,
Right.
Arg, yeah.
Yeah,
And they,
I don't know. I wouldn't have put up with it.
ma-
I would have taken matters into my own hands and would probably still be in prison to this day.
I
You
cut
don't chase
over.
me with a kitchen knife.
Mage says I would have hit back if I ever got spanked by someone. Oh my word. Yeah, it's no, there were times I had thought of it and thought better of it, if you will, because I know that there would have been repercussions. I mean, consider
Yeah,
that he had a
a
hell
while back. I
He,
made a joke about repercussions, and then all of a sudden memes were popping up everywhere, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Did someone see me say it on Facebook and they made a meme out of it? And now they're selling T-shirts on my fucking thing, or am I just not remembering that I didn't make it up? I mean, what the hell?
there you go. No, I mean, and he had an arsenal, and he also had more than once said that parents should be allowed to kill their kids.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I mean,
yeah,
I
fun.
guess if you view it purely from the stance of okay, I'm culling the herd, getting rid of the weak ones or the too strong-willed ones, so that the next generation will be what we intend. I suppose then, in that cold-blooded way, maybe it made sense. But as far as I'm concerned, parents are supposed to like love their kids.
We're supposed to. I
You
mean, it's a
know,
biological thing going on. Yeah. Well, maybe that's
yeah.
part of
I
it.
mean, my parents and I have had our differences, but I know that, well, my dad at least gives a damn. My mom sometimes I know she gives a damn, but I also have to point out when she's being extraordinarily self-centered. Like
Mm,
sometimes the level to which I like to kid about being self-centered is the level my mom actually goes.
okay, then.
Yeah,
Oh my,
I
oh
don't know,
my.
but it's just but I know she cares. I know she cares. It's just sometimes she forgets to show it, I guess. I don't know.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think that. Okay, in the case of the female slimy bastard, I don't think she knew how.
What to care?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Did she
remember.
know what it meant?
I don't know. I mean, at one point, I remember when I was rather young, maybe about 11 years old or something, went up to her and gave her a hug, and she just stood there like, "What are you doing?" She honestly did not know what that hug. That was the last time I ever hugged her, by the way.
Hmm.
Because I mean, if you're not gonna know what's going on, if you don't understand what's going on, why should I even bother with it? And if you're gonna treat me the way you do anyway, why should I bother with it?
Well, and even that doesn't really answer my question at all. Because, like, was she just thinking children are for cheap labor and therefore not worthy of affection? Was it you in particular? Was it like she just didn't think parents did that in general? I mean, what possible reason could someone have for thinking hugs with children are weird?
I don't. It's a possibility that she just didn't know, as far as any kids are concerned. Because my sister didn't get treated all that well either.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, those two drove her out of the house basically when they decided one day that she was pregnant. With no reason to decide that, but they just did.
Was she?
No, at least
Yeah.
this is what she told me, and I had no reason to doubt her because we talked about it after a while.
Does she have kids now?
Well, she's dead now, but
Did she spawn while she was alive, genius?
no, she never had kids. No.
Okay, did the parents ever admit they were wrong?
Oh hell no. When you're a parent,
Oh,
you
you
just
had
don't
an abortion, or did they just ignore it?
say again, hon.
I said, well, did they go all, oh, you had an abortion, or did they just ignore
They
it?
just basically ignored it. I mean, she
Of
she
course.
took off and she lived in a barn for quite a while before that set of people started talking to each other again.
Hmm.
And when I say a barn, I mean a barn with horses and
Yeah.
hay and bridles and reins and
Manure.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah, well, we were all thinking it.
I'm surprised she didn't blow herself up because she was living in what was called the tack room. For those, are you familiar with the tack room?
Yeah. That's where they keep all the bridles and shit.
Yes. And she had a one of those little 1 cubic foot refrigerators,
Hmm.
and she had a hot plate, and she had a bottle of Four Roses, and she was happy. But the darn thing is, I'm amazed that she never, with all that methane, that she and the hot plate never blew themselves up.
I'm sure the stalls were regularly shoveled,
Oh yeah,
probably by her in
she did it.
exchange for.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I doubt the methane was that thick.
Well, hers was not the only stall in the barn.
Still, I'm saying that I doubt there could be that much at once if it
Mm.
was being regularly scooped.
But that was
You
the
see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. That was an interesting thing though that she found living in a horse barn with the aroma of horse shit pervading the air. She found that preferable to living in their house.
Hmm.
She was quite happy,
Well,
and I was envious of her. That she could be happy in that situation.
Jesus, Harold Christ, can you hear that?
Here, which
Okay, apparently not. Some dude is like blasting the bass out of whatever vehicle he's driving so loud it's just vibrating the whole apartment.
oh my word. Okay. Um,
Uh,
I
what are you compensating for there, Boomy?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy that I really don't have to put up with that while I'm in the apartment. Now, when I go outside, oh yeah, it's all over the place. They do that
Well,
whole where you can just about see the sheet aluminum or whatever the hell it is that the car body is made of vibrating.
flexing.
Uh huh.
Yeah, well, it doesn't happen very often, but when it happens, they make up for all the time they left out.
And it amazes me in the sense that I don't know how any of them can hear. I mean, with all that boom, 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 aren't they deaf by now?
Well, maybe, maybe not. It takes some people a long time to go deaf from that stuff. I mean, Huey Lewis of Huey Lewis and the
Uh
News
huh.
only recently, like a few years ago, started talking about going deaf. So,
My cousin, the one who was a radio disc jockey, started losing his hearing rather young. I think he was in his 30s.
how do you wait, rewind? How do you lose your hearing as a radio disc jockey?
Well, he would have headphones on his head and he would be blasting into his ears.
Well, but he did it to himself. Fuck that guy.
Uh huh.
I'm just saying. I have very little pity when he had a choice.
Mm hmm.
He knows that his job, he's going to be like hearing stuff through his ears constantly, stuff over which he has control with regard to volume.
And he was doing this sort of thing for a long time because, I mean, when he was, I don't know, I think 14 or 15, he was operating a pirate radio station. So he was
Mm.
wearing the headset for a good long time. The last time I saw him, he still had the cease and desist letter from the FCC framed and hanging on his wall.
Nice. Well, the one that, like, okay, every now and then, if it gets really, really quiet and I'm not hearing any audio stimulus at all, I'll hear a minor ringing in my ears like it's tinnitus or something, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't even imagine those poor fuckers who have it, like, constantly and they can't hear anything else or whatever. Like, that's gotta suck.
And I recently saw a tweet that a friend of mine made, and it was only recently he said that he started realizing that he had tinnitus because he never knew what silence was because I guess he was born with tinnitus and always heard that ringing.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I have a bit of tinnitus, but happily it's not constant.
Well, I mean, like I said, it has to be completely silent for me to hear it. But I will hear that tiny ee sound, if it is that silent.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of the reasons why I always have something on when I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Even if it's something I can't understand. Like I've actually been taking stand-up comedy and turning it down enough that I can't understand the words, but I can still hear it. And it's like ASMR kind of stuff.
Ah, okay then. Yes.
So, I mean, because the stuff I've been falling asleep to for the last like 2 years has gotten super old.
Okay then.
Like for those who don't know, I ripped a bunch of movies down to MP3s, not MP4s, MP3s, just the audio, and put them on my Kindle. And like I would fall asleep to some of them just because they were fairly sedate, calm movies. Like it was not a lot of action scenes, no shooting, kind of
Uh-huh.
thing. And just let it lull me to sleep. But like I say, those have gotten old, so I've been like doing the stand up comedy thing now, and it's working.
Mm. Oh yeah,
There are some
Shadow
stand up
Kitty.
comedians with soothing voices.
Um, I used to have earplugs that I would wear when I was at the shooting range, and I would also wear those for concerts because I absolutely needed them as loud as some of the music got.
See, that's the thing though, is like, doesn't that interfere with the quality of the music though?
It does change the frequency response. Yes.
Well, and in my mind, that kind of negates the whole point of going to a concert. But what do I know?
Well, most of the stuff that I would go to, it would be the after dinner dances at a Mensa convention.
Oh, right, yeah, you go to goofy shit, don't you?
Uh huh.
They weren't
Yep.
playing rock and roll there, were they? It was all like stuff that cello geeks would listen to, isn't it?
Well, actually, most of the time it was fairly, what's the word I'm looking for? Contemporary. But there was. This was amazing. The group in
Sure it wasn't.
Atlanta, Georgia, would invite a dance band. And when I say a dance band, I mean a dance band.
You mean like big band kind of stuff, like the guys who were behind Durante during Inka Dinka Doo?
Yes, and some of them actually were during the big band era. I mean, you had some guys who played with Goodman and Stan Kenton and Miller. And then you had some of the younger guys, and one of their younger, I think, trumpeter, was a member of the local group, and that's how they got to know about this band. And
Yeah, that all
th-
sounds terrible.
there was nothing in the world like it. Oh God, it was so beautiful.
I'm sure there's also nothing in the world like being disintegrated, but I wouldn't want to do that either.
Oh, I don't know. It's, well, like I say, you and I are not identical, and for the
No,
most part, it's a good thing.
yeah, but when it comes to entertainment, my word, did you miss out?
Oh,
You did. I'm sorry, but if I had the power, I would give everyone a childhood in the 80s, like a typical suburban childhood in the 80s. And just like I think it would change the world for the better, to be honest. I really do.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe.
Well, I mean, I look at the optimism of the entertainment back then. Like how many movies were there about kids who make friends with aliens? I can
Okay,
name at least like four or five.
okay,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it was a very fluffy bunny decade in many ways, and everything I need to know I learned by watching 80s cartoons. I mean, I'm sure you agree with this. Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, that's true.
The other half is red lasers and blue lasers. But hey,
There you
uh,
go. No green lasers.
hmm?
No green lasers.
No. There's just GI Joe and Cobra. They had red lasers. But you never watched the show. Shut up.
Oh my word. Uh, no, I was out of the cartoon era by the time you were in it.
Hmm. Now I want to go out and buy some Fruit Loops.
Well, I don't charge very much. I mean, I am Fruit Loops.
No, I mean Kellogg's Fruit Loops. You are not a Kellogg.
No, I'm not, and that's probably a
Well,
good
there
thing.
you go.
That's
So
probably
I'm
a good
not
thing.
going to eat you.
Oh, you're no fun.
I don't know why. I've got this wild like need for Fruit Loops. It's weird. Like
Oh
to me, I
my.
guess it's the sort of the go-to cereal for 80s ness because it's fucking colorful. Like see it from orbit, glows under a black light, kind of colorful, but also it's rings. And let's face it, cereal is always rings. The one thing it needs that Fruit Loop needs, and they probably have a version that is marshmallows. It's the only thing it's lacking is marshmallows to be the perfect 80s Saturday morning cartoon show cereal.
Oh my word. Yeah, okay.
You
Let's
know,
see, what do we have here? Marshmallow fruit.
be sure to spell it properly.
Yes, okay, let's see. Marshmallow Fruit Loops comes. Okay, they've got it.
Well, there you go.
Yep, I
I
can
have to
see.
like go out and pick some of that up. I mean, after all, I've been inhaling a fair amount of weed, and I'm gonna get those munchies. So
I actually had some Cinnamon Life cereal for the first time this morning.
and
It's actually not as obnoxious as I thought it would be.
well, not obnoxious. It's better than the original. Hush, you.
I mean, it had a gentle cinnamon flavor, not like the
Very
cinnamon
decent.
candies.
Well, yeah, but the cinnamon candies are usually designed to be spicy. They're supposed to be like, this is something you endure, like the children's version of wasabi or like jalapenos or something. You know what I mean?
There you go. There you go. And
That's what cinnamon candy is. This was cinnamon flavor. I can't name a spicy cereal, like breakfast cereal, like buy it in a box made by Poster Kellogg's spicy cereal. I don't think it exists.
okay, then. Now I tell you, Sylvia likes the cinnamon flavored milk you get when you pour a bowl of cinnamon life cereal.
Hmm.
Because
Probably like super bad for her, but okay.
well, she likes to come up to a bowl of cereal and take two or three licks of the milk, and then she's had enough, and she walks away.
And then you
Um,
probably like a sicko keep eating it.
of course. Now I don't know if the cinnamon is bad for her or what. It hasn't killed her yet or anything, so I don't know if it's bad for her. It's a slow and agonizing death. Um, but yeah, they have the Fruit Loops with the marshmallows, and I don't know. But you do
Well, I
remind
mean,
me. Hmm?
well, speaking of things that are bad for cats, I'm really glad I looked this one up before I decided to think it was amusing. Because, like, cats love catnip and all that. And I figured,
Yes.
well, hey, they probably totally dig on weed, right? But no, it's like super bad for cats, And so I'm like really glad I looked that up before trying to get Columbia high.
Okay, then. Okay.
Just because they can get all trippy on catnip does not mean that weed is for cats. And that's your lesson for today. That's one to grow on.
Well, she has not yet stuck her snoot into the catnip that I have growing on the dining table, so we'll
Hmm.
see what's going to happen. But the catnip I have growing on the dining table only sprouted about 3 weeks ago, so
Right.
let's see what happens when it gets a little taller. I know the basil on my windowsill. God, that stuff is tall.
I'm not even really sure what it is. Like, I know it's a spice. I know people put it in dishes and stuff, but like, I could not identify it in a scent lineup or a taste lineup.
Um, are you much for pesto?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love pesto.
The green stuff of pesto is basil.
Oh, I always thought it was oregano. All right.
Basil is much gentler than oregano.
Well, I may have to start experimenting with that stuff then.
Mmm. Yeah, it's tasty and yummy. And the pine nuts are good too.
I do enjoy pesto.
Mm-hmm. Yum, 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 yum,
And
yum, 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 yum,
guacamole.
yum. I haven't done guacamole in a while. I'm
Hmm.
trying to remember if the stuff is good on toast.
Guacamole, sure, absolutely.
Okay. That might be a reason to get or make some one
I
way or
mean, it
two.
might be a little weird, but I think it would be tasty as well. I mean, it's not like we don't put guacamole on sandwiches, and sometimes those sandwiches get turned into paninis.
Okay.
So you know,
Liking it.
I'm sure it'll work.
Oh my.
Yeah, I do love a good panini.
I haven't had a panini in a long time.
Well, for me, it's been pandemic years ago.
I'll tell you, I want this fucking pandemic over.
Yeah, I do too. And I
I
keep
don't
trying
know.
to like explain to my parents why I don't have the same sort of la di da attitude towards the pandemic that they do. And it's like they don't really seem to get it. You know, I'm like, I will not get sick by this thing. And so, no, I'm not going to go to a restaurant with you. If we're going to get food, we're getting takeout.
Okay.
You know,
Move
it's
beef.
like I don't care if I'm vaccinated. I don't need to then also tempt fate. When we
Yeah.
start hearing words about herd immunity, then I'll start talking about going to a restaurant. You know?
And unfortunately, my suspicion is that's a long time in coming yet, especially with
Well,
all the
I don't.
variants popping up.
Well, I keep kind of hoping in my darker moments that the people who are against vaccines will just end up committing suicide by virus and we'll be free of them and their bullshit.
I hate to say it because I might get my channel pulled from me, but I almost look forward to that myself. Um, I'd almost like to see it happen, as long
Well,
as
I
it
mean, I
would
mean,
happen only to them.
well, that's the thing is most of them are the people that I feel like we could do without. Most of them are like evangelicals, like the really rabid evangelicals are so against the vaccine, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say no if you're going to be that kind of stupid and get the rest of the people that I don't really like also similarly killed along with you. I mean, I'm not gonna, it's like if William Shatner was running towards train tracks and I saw the train coming. Wait, no, stop, come back. Is about as far as I'd go. It's the same with these fuckers. It's like, well, you know what? I'll endure some more lockdown to be rid of you if you're gonna do it to yourself.
All right.
I mean, if it'll shut you up,
Mm-hmm.
finally, I will let you go your own way on this one.
Oh my word, yeah. Um, I wish I knew the mechanics of spreading of the the viral diseases or that sort of thing. Um, how much does an unvaccinated person spread compared to how great what's the word I'm looking for? Probability is that the unvaccinated person will acquire the disease. I mean, who is the vaccine protecting? The person who receives it, or the person, everybody else around that person?
Oh, no, it's the person who receives it.
That's what I thought.
As I understand it, the person who gets the vaccine can still carry the disease and can still transmit it to other people.
Okay, then.
They just can't get sick from it.
So, I mean, it would be kind of nice. I mean, come and get me if that's what you want to do. But it would be kind of nice if these unvaccinated people ended up taking themselves out by refusing, or as
Oh,
what is the media calling it now? Vaccine hesitancy. It's like, what the
yeah.
fuck is that?
I mean, that's exactly what I've been saying, though. Is if they want to commit suicide by virus, I mean, I won't stand in their way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can see why some of the people in places that want you vaccinated before you enter or do anything there or whatever want that, because they don't want to have to deal with you getting sick. You know, like the schools. You know, they don't want to
Yeah.
have to deal with the kids getting sick. Um, but and I don't want the kids getting sick either, because their stupid parents won't let them be vaccinated. But that's another story entirely. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, as much as people whinge and whinge and whinge about more freedoms, I do think that there needs to be limits when it comes to the greater good,
Yeah.
and vaccines should be mandatory. I'm sorry, they fucking should. It's
Mm-hmm.
like just because you want to feel like you have a choice doesn't mean you should be able to endanger other people.
Yeah.
Like I am happy for anyone to have any damn choice they want about any damn thing as long as anyone else affected has consented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like refusing to take the vaccine does not qualify.
Right. And not, refusing to wear a mask is something else that does not qualify.
Exactly.
Because that one is a greater danger than not getting vaccinated, in the sense that you can spread it more effectively without a mask. Um,
No,
because what is it? When you are wearing the mask, you are not protected as much as when he is wearing the mask, or she. Is that it?
none of the above.
Oh, okay.
When you are wearing a mask, you are not breathing your shit on other people.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's what the mask is for, is to protect everyone around you from your own spittle.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yes.
So these people who are refusing to wear masks are actually actively spreading the malady, the disease. Yeah.
If they
Okay.
have it, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If they have it, yes, exactly. And this is one of the reasons why I'm pretty adamant about all of this being mandatory. I mean, think of it like something akin to martial law, except this time it's medical law.
Yeah. And all you hear are the 4-year-olds. My freedoms, my freedoms. It's like, screw you. There is,
Yeah.
as you say, the greater good to consider.
Well, and I don't know about anyone else, but I am damn sick and tired of being told about what the founding fathers intended. I mean, those guys were from a long ass time ago. They would think a cell phone is magical. I really don't think that what they intended matters anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, oh, well, they said this like 200 plus years ago, and therefore, wow, are we really coming up on 250 years?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it's like it's out of date, guys. That the founding fathers don't matter
Well,
anymore.
that's even. I see the point as far as the Second Amendment discussion goes. The weapons that they had in mind when the Second Amendment was ratified are nothing like what's available now.
They had a very low rate of fire. They
Yes.
did lots less damage. A mass shooting back then would require a sniper.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
several
a
of them.
sniper is really good at running away,
Mm-hmm.
taking the shot and bolting to take another one from elsewhere.
Yeah, Mage
I've played way too many video games.
Mage says I'm not going anywhere until I get this first shot. Mage, I'm not going anywhere until I get number two. Really? Well, I'm only going where I have to go.
I've already gotten number two, and I'm really like only going to the store and the bank and the
Mm-hmm.
dispensary.
Yeah.
But well, hey, I'm not skipping that one. Oh, and that reminds me.
Yes, dear. Oh, yay. Yeah, get yourself loaded there. Yeah, tomorrow I need to go to the bank because I need to do something about acquiring quarters.
Hmm. You know, have you ever just gone to a supermarket or a convenience store, thrown them a 20 and said, hand me a roll?
Yes, I have. I'm a little loath to do it now because we've had that coin shortage, and I
I hadn't
don't. Say again.
I hadn't heard about a coin shortage.
Oh, it was bad a few months ago, and I understand that it's getting better, but I don't know how much better.
Right.
I mean, I used to go to the local grocery store and get quarters. You know, throw them a 20, and I get two rolls, and then I would do my laundry.
Oh, okay, well, do they know what caused it? Was it just people not going out,
Um,
spending money?
I think that the production was down because they didn't have enough workers at the presses.
I see.
The coin presses. Um, so production is up lately, and it seems to be relieving the coin shortage a little bit. And
I don't know if it's true, but what knocks me out is I heard somewhere that it costs like 5 cents to make every penny.
yeah,
But like by using the penny, we're totally losing money.
yes. Well, that's why pennies are not totally bronze anymore. It still hasn't cured it.
I thought they were supposed to be copper, but all right.
Um, the alloy that they used was copper with a little bit of zinc added, so it was actually closer to bronze. But now it's a core of zinc metal with a copper plating.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, regardless, though, I've even heard talk of retiring the penny entirely,
yes, there's
and I
been.
don't know how workable that would be.
Well, we're one of the few nations out there that has that particular denomination in circulation anymore.
What, a one?
Yeah, a 1 penny, and well, a lot of nations don't have a $1 either. Not a dollar note; they have dollar coins. Well, the equivalent of a dollar. Let me see if I get
Yeah,
the
no,
right
okay,
keywords.
I've heard of loonies, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And apparently there's a $2 coin called a toonie, but I don't know if that's true.
I believe there is right.
Man.
Um,
Well, but like, I I don't know. It's weird that we cling to these things so hard, these traditions and stuff. But even so, I mean, how do you do it with like taxes and things where you count up the sales? Does it just automatically round to the nearest five if it doesn't divide properly or something?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking at the font of all knowledge here. And they have a page about withdrawal of low denomination coins. Um, so let's say that the smallest denominations that were available. Algeria withdrew theirs in the 1980s. Australia withdrew theirs in '92. Canada withdrew theirs in 2013. Um, a lot of countries here. Oh
You
my
know,
word,
one
we
thing,
have one withdrawn in 1953.
one thing that knocks me the heck out um, is that in Vermont, if your change was Canadian, we'd just take it.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Like Canadian money, just treat it as normal
Yeah.
money, But like here in California, if you tried that, they'd probably tell you to take it back.
In Cleveland, we did that as well because we were right across the lake from Ontario, and um, coins we exchanged at face. Now,
Yeah.
when I would go to Canada, um, when I was young, anyway, as a kid, um, there would be a premium. For example, if something cost 50 cents and I gave them 2 U.S. quarters, I would get a Canadian nickel back in change. So they had a 10%, call it a premium. The
Mm.
the U.S. Specie
I'd
was
call it
were,
exchange fee, but
say,
whatever.
say again, hun.
I'd call it an exchange fee, but whatever.
Well, when you gave them the U.S. coins, you actually got more than the face value.
Huh. Well, okay then.
Yeah, it was like paying 45 cents for an item that cost 50 cents.
Hmm.
And then there's this cat.
Oh, yeah, what time is it right now?
I
Oh, well,
have
she is legitimately bitching. This is within the hour span within which I've started feeding them. Anywhere from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. is when I decide I could feed the kitties. And
Gatsa,
it is currently like in
currently
in
about
between
5:30.
those, pretty close to between those. So, uh, I could. I'll be right back.
Yay! Kitty has food, dinner. Yay! 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 And yeah, I'm not getting any complaints about dinner because, well, food is freely available to the little one. Um, but yeah, that's the way things go and the way things are and stuff like that. And oh my, oh my, oh my. It's been a long time since I've been to Canada. When you come to think about it, last time would have been about 86, 87. There are so many places I'd like to go and so many things I'd like to do when I got there. And I'm not going to have enough time. I'm not going to have enough money, unfortunately, to do all of them. I'm not sure where the little one got off to. She was in my lap a little while ago. So I was stroking the tail. But let me see if. No, she's not in the cat bed. See if she comes running. There she is. She still comes when called. Yay! Yeah, you hear the little one, don't you? Mage says I seem to be having trouble getting myself to feel full. What? You're not full of it? I thought anybody who came here was full of it. Come here, you. Come on. Oh my, oh my, oh my. She's a good kitty. She puts up with me. She's.
I'm full of sunshine and rainbows.
Oh, yay. That is a good
And
thing,
I'm
is it
soon to
not?
be full of Red Bull.
Oh my.
Hmm.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I may have to do. I want to see if I cannot go shopping tomorrow and while I'm out, maybe get some Red Bull and try it.
Mm. Well, excuse me. Wow. It may not be the world's best idea right now because staying hydrated is a good thing about getting high. And there's a lot of caffeine in Red Bull, which is, not exactly, it'll do the opposite of hydrating
It's
you.
a diuretic, yes.
So, um, you know, like, well, maybe not the best idea in the world. I'll have to make some like Tang or something later.
That's something I was just thinking about within the last couple of days. That it's been a very, 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 very long time since I've had Tang, and I
Hmm.
may have to see if I can't find a jar of it.
Now, okay, there's something my mom used to talk about a lot, and I don't really know what it is. She talked about bug juice. And it says here the slang term for super sweet juice drinks made with artificially flavored powders such as Kool Aid that are often served at summer camps. But she always seemed to mean a very specific kind of Kool Aid esque drink was called bug juice.
Hmm.
And I never really figured out exactly which one it is. So I don't know. I'm gonna check Urban Dictionary. Maybe they have a better than Wikipedia answer.
Moof
Yeah,
beef. Well,
sugar.
there's
Hmm.
something over here about why was Bug Juice discontinued, and then Bug Juice International Incorporated announced that it is voluntarily recalling the product because of possible contamination. So I guess there was something that had that brand name.
You know what I'm saying? And like I'm confused.
And there's even a
I don't
thing over
like
here. Does Bug Juice have bugs in it?
it. Well, I think there might even have been like a book called Bug Juice. Like it was about summer camp or some shit.
Okay.
Well, okay, there's a Disney Channel reality series, um, and then a revival of the series. But I swear there was like a kid's book called Bug Juice that was about a summer camp. I don't know.
Oh my, oh my.
Also says it's slang for moonshine or other forms of alcohol. I've never heard that one.
Okay. You kind of remind me. I remember a a fizzy drink that resembled Mountain Dew, but was piss colored instead of green. That was called Hillbilly Juice. Um,
Ew.
and I bet you can't find it anymore because, oh my word, did it. The label was all full of stereotypes and stuff. What the
Well, I
hell?
mean, it was from what, like 1931? Of course, it was full of stereotypes.
Oh my word. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can't. Oh yeah, there's the label all right. Um let's see if we can't get this up on the Yog thing and the Bufu thing. I remember in Cleveland Cotton Club used to distribute it. Um okay, let's present arms. And there's a Widno and come on you. There we go. I mean, even to the point where they misspelled juice as Joose.
Wow. That's just wow.
Uh,
I'm more amused than any kind of offended, but wow.
it's crazy. I mean, you couldn't get away with that now.
Yeah. A lot of stuff you couldn't get away with now. And sometimes part of me thinks you should. Like I like seeing limits pushed for the sake of comedy,
Mm-hmm.
not for the sake of hurting people. But damn it, sometimes we need to be able to laugh at ourselves,
Oh yeah.
or we need to be able to laugh at the people around us and not mean anything terrible by it.
Yes, indeed.
But a lot of people that are ostensibly on my side have forgotten that sometimes you can laugh at other people and not be mean. I mean, it is a fine line to walk. Don't get me wrong.
Oh
Not
yeah.
everyone keeps their triggers in the same places, but still, I mean, there's ways to do it. I mean, hell, I laugh at most lesbian jokes.
Okay then. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, even some of the really mean ones.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh my, look at all this stuff. Definite stuff and things and
What's the one next to the one that says Cotton Club where it looks like he's jumping over a fire?
oh, yeah, okay. You're talking about this one, huh?
Yeah.
That's an early
Oh, it looks like Leapfrog now.
yeah, that's an early Mountain Dew, it appears.
Well, I figured out that part. I was just trying to figure out what the hell he was doing.
Oh, Daprajnie. Okay.
Yeah.
God,
And what
so
is that weird? Is it what statuette looking fucker? Some sort of, I don't know. Is he Chinese?
you talking about
Like the
this
hat?
talking about
Oh,
this
the
guy.
hat. Okay. Now I saw the hat in the thumbnail and the beard in the thumbnail. He looked like some sort of Buddha guy, but
Uh-huh.
no. When the thumbnails expanded, actually almost could have said 80s new wave guy too. Just
Ah.
that the thumbnail is not clear.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my word. Yeah, some of this stuff brings the memories back. Good old Cotton Club. That was a local brand of fruit flavored soda pops,
Well, that explains why I don't know it.
named for the Cotton Club in Harlem.
Okay.
It was a jazz club in Harlem. Um,
Not a fan of jazz.
I don't know. Most jazz I like. You can have Miles Davis. I really don't want him. But other than that,
Eh. The only jazz I've ever enjoyed, I forget if I made you listen to this or if I just made my mom listen to it, but it was that very vibraphone centric stuff that was on that Little Red Riding record album, right? Or Little Red Riding Hood record album I had as a kid. And I found it on YouTube. And I found the specific part with the vibraphones, and I was like, this is what I've been looking for ages because I kind of want to use something similar to it in Quinn Redshift. And I've been trying to find someone who can tell me what specific subgenre of jazz that fucking is. And I've had people make guesses, and then when I look at their examples, I'm like, what are you high? This isn't even close to the samples I gave you. It's just, I don't know. It's very frustrating.
did anybody mention to you Lionel Hampton?
Yes.
Okay, and that was not it, huh?
No, because too frenetic, too active.
Okay, okay.
The stuff that was on that album I had was very slow and laid back, almost like your Stone.
Okay then. Okay.
Yeah. Like,
My.
you'd have that what, like the upright bass or whatever, doing the doom, da doom, da doom, do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then you'd have the vibraphone would be like do 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 do, like there'd be these long pauses in between it playing, you know? In fact,
Okay
in
then.
many ways, it kind of almost sounds like the theme song to Frasier,
Oh, okay.
but even more sedate.
Okay then.
Yeah. Still, so I'd been looking for that sort of thing to be able to use in the coffee shop scene in Gwyn Redshift.
I'm gonna have to go searching for stuff, and maybe something will turn up.
Well, but I mean, I haven't given you my examples yet, so you'd even be looking in the wrong direction until I do.
Uh huh.
And I really shouldn't now because they're copyrighted.
Oh, right, absolutely. Because I'm reasonably sure that I might be able to find something. I don't know.
I'm sure I might. That's that. I don't know. There's something weirdly contradictory
Uh
about that. I
huh.
don't know. I'm sure that maybe I'm positive, possibly.
Definite
There's
maybe.
a darn good chance it's true,
Uh huh.
but I'm not sure. I don't know.
Oh my.
Yeah, sure. It's kind of like, okay, there are two things I hate: lists and irony.
Oh my word.
Uh,
Oh, what have we got? We got all kinds of stuff. That's what we've got. Yeah, this was good old Schweppes. This was one of the things that was suggested at me as far as toning down the, shall we call it, stomach upset. I'll have to see if
mm,
I can't get somewhere with it.
tonic water, is it? Based
Mm.
on the label? Oh, no, it's
Ginger ale.
Indragel.
It's
Okay.
ginger ale.
I can see it. Okay. Well, I don't know.
What I'll have to do,
Ginger ale, it's like ginger at least, is supposed to be pretty good for digestion. So,
yes,
yeah.
what I'll have to figure out how to do, and this is one of the things that I'm kind of pissed off about. It's difficult to get carbonated beverages by the case anymore. Um,
Are you sure?
well, I mean, you can get two 12 packs of cans.
As
Um,
opposed to.
well, for example, I would not mind being able to get 24 of these bottles.
And how are you unable?
I can't find them anywhere.
Now, when you say can't find them,
Mm-hmm.
where are you looking?
Places close to me that I can get to easily, like Squalmart or like the local
So,
grocery
not
store.
online then. There lies your problem. Go
Mm-hmm.
looking online. Silly person. We're in the 21st century. Act like it.
Hmm. Oh my. Yeah, because I have a little bit of a trouble every now and then. Well, I've got a couple things that are supposed to be arriving within the next couple of days, and I hope that they are not the sorts of things that the UPS driver will not leave here.
Hmm. That's not a thing that happens to us in San Diego.
Okay, because the tracking page on both of them said signature required for delivery, and I don't want the necessity of sitting in the building by the entry door all fucking day. And I mean, literally, you have to sit there all day to catch the driver because you don't know when he's coming, and it's usually a male, so that's why I'm saying he. Um,
Yeah.
but that that kind of screws up your entire day.
Doesn't affect my day at all.
Moo.
I'm sorry. That was a lot of fun to be that self centered.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was fun.
Oh my word. Um, I haven't had a delivery from UPS in a while, so I don't know if UPS will leave the damn thing here or not. Um,
Mm.
I'll have to see what the hell goes on and see what
It's nice
happens.
having Amazon Prime because if something's going at all wrong, they will contact you.
Okay, then. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I have asked and they refuse, but I have asked, hey, UPS, would you give me a phone call when you're at the door? They say, no, we don't let our drivers do that.
That's not true. They call all the time, especially if they're like they are having a hard time getting through the front gate.
Okay.
They will call up like every fucking resident until someone lets them in.
Because I've actually talked to UPS
Oh,
customer
wait a minute.
service.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're not actually calling me. They're using the box outside that's connected to my phone. The one that's actually like the gate buzzer.
Tobaleki. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That may be the difference. Well,
Mhm.
I mean, at the very least, they could tell the kitty to call me. So they're not calling. The kitty would be calling. But no, that doesn't work either. Um,
That can't possibly be right.
Moo?
So I'm looking at something that I want to get, and it maybe I'm just weird. I'm a little suspicious when it looks like I'd be paying way less than I would have expected.
Okay.
Well, okay, I've been having the worst time tracking down Cracker Jacks here in San Diego.
Still having a
Like
problem, huh?
you can find Crunch and Munch out the ass, but there's no and Fiddle Faddle if you want fucking Fiddle Faddle, but you can't get Cracker Jack. So I'm looking here on Amazon and I found it's like a pack of 25 1 ounces for $12. That just doesn't seem right.
Wait a minute. 25 for $12. So that's about 50 cents an ounce. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't had Cracker Jack in so long.
Wait a minute. I'm not sure. I think someone labeled this weirdly because when I click on these other options and the weight changes, I don't know. It's weird. It looks like it's $12 for one ounce pack, but it says pack of 25. I'm so confused. I don't know.
These are my note to knowing. Um, the snack is commonly found in U.S. discount and drugstores. Okay, that's the fiddle faddle. I don't remember seeing it in a long time. I know what it is. I remember when it was introduced.
Well, regardless, like Cracker Jacks, they use a uh, like a darker molasses, and it's so
Yes.
much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like so much better.
I wonder if there's anybody who has a do-it-yourself Cracker Jack recipe and how difficult it
Oh,
is.
probably. That's the thing is the difficult part. I picture it being not that difficult to make and extraordinarily difficult to clean up.
I yeah, sort of like
And I gotta say, that's a deal breaker on the DIY for me.
sort of like my General Tso's chicken. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
I love making this stuff, but it usually takes me about 16 hours to clean up after it.
Yeah.
And I end up using almost every kitchen implement I have. Um, because you're making up the sauce, if you want to call it that, and then you're doing it in the wok, and then you make up the sauce in one container, and then you dip the chicken in it in another container or some shit like that, and it's all kinds of crazy shit. But I
Yeah.
love this stuff. I have to make some because I haven't made any while I've lived here, so that's what 3 years.
It's been really a long time since I've had any Kung Pao chicken.
Moof beef.
I kind of miss it.
Oh, I've never made kung pao.
Well, neither have I, but I tried a little bit and decided it was way more effort than it was worth. So, I haven't ordered it from a restaurant in a while either.
Oh,
You see,
and yeah. Oh, and there's that. That's why I bought the stuff. Okay, because I noticed that I had a bottle of hoisin sauce, and I must have bought it thinking that I wanted to make kung pao chicken.
or the barbecue sauce that I use, the char siu sauce,
Okay then.
because that is a primary ingredient, if not the prime ingredient. I don't know. It's a very prominent ingredient indeed in that
Hmm.
sauce. And Xander is licking my feet again.
I don't know.
I
Some
love my
people.
kitty, but I wish I understood. Like it makes him happy and it doesn't make my day worse, so I let him do it. But I wish I understood the motivation.
I don't know. Well, cats are weird anyway, so.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure it makes sense to him.
Oh, of course.
Ew.
Balikeseta.
I,
Oh, I have to look into the Friganator, and hopefully the bell peppers I have haven't gone soft yet.
hmm.
But what do we have here? We have.
I have some chicken I really should use, like in the next now or so. Uh, Make another stir fry, I guess.
Because I'm looking over here. How does this sound to you? Um, let's see. Chicken stock, light soy sauce, Chinese black vinegar, uh, Shaoxing wine, dark soy sauce, hoisin sauce, sugar, cornstarch. Boy, a lot of stuff. Um,
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't make my own.
okay, cooking oil, garlic, ginger, red bell pepper, green bell pepper, dried chilies, Sichuan peppercorns, green onion, roasted peanuts, 2 teaspoons sesame oil. I'm gonna have to save this aside.
Mm. Yeah, I'll say this about the Chinese: when they cook, they mean it. Oh my gosh! Like
Wow.
I've looked at some of
Yeah.
those recipes, and I'm like, I, I'm not prepared to put in that much effort. I'd rather just order out. You
Yeah.
know,
Absolutely.
I will pay someone else to put in that effort cheerfully.
It's just a matter of there's no place I can go really. Um,
Well, I can get delivery.
okay then. Okay, that's a good thing.
Actually, some of that barbecue pork fried rice sounds really good. Mind you, I'm still observing 420, so it may just be the munchies talking.
Okay then. Okay. No, there's nothing near me, to the point where between getting it from there to here, it would not get ice cold.
Mm. You really do live in the middle of nowhere,
Yes,
don't you? If
yes, I
you opened
do.
up a map of nowhere and pointed right in the middle, we'd
That's
be pointing at the top of your head.
uh huh. Yeah,
Hi.
it's. I mean, when I moved here, it was basically I had to move somewhere because I wasn't going to be able to afford to live in the place I was in. They withdrew the subsidy and everything, and for a place that was falling down around me and holes in the floor, and no, literally, I would have had to have paid like 750 a month. Um, so this was available, and it is cheap. The utilities are amazingly cheap here. So that's a
Mm.
very, very good thing. The only thing that's not cheap is the air conditioning, and we'll have to see how things go this year. If things keep going the way they've been going, I may have to run the air conditioning anyway. But
Mm.
no, my electric bill is less than $50 a month. Um, Heat, well, the state picks up a little bit of my heat. I get $200 a year, and it's something like $25 a month to heat this place. And that's only during heating season. Um, so I mean that's
Electricity's a bit more of a premium here.
okay. I mean that's
Just
what
saying.
yeah, the price is what I like about this, but accessibility sucks arse. I really liked where I was living before here. The place was falling down around me, but I could get to where I wanted to go. All I had to
Well,
do
that was
was,
certainly a consideration when I got this place. Is it near things?
yeah. I mean, well, when I used to be able to walk, it was a little better because I could walk to Squall Mart, I could walk to a grocery store. It's only a mile away or some shit like that. But anymore, as my health is deteriorating, I can't even walk anywhere without barfing, which is not good. Um, but where I used to live, and I was healthier, I just had to roll the bike out to the street and go wherever I wanted to go. Or if I wanted to go farther than my.
Oh, like bus stops were freaking everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter where I wanted to go, I might have to transfer once or twice, but even then, it wasn't much of a wait,
Uh
And
huh.
if you bring a book, I mean, fuck it.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
I'm.
Sometimes I really regret leaving.
That's one of the reasons I wish I could afford to live in Chicago. The public transport is amazing.
Mm.
CTA is so beautiful. You wait 5 minutes and you've got a bus to wherever you want to go. Um, okay, and then
Well,
maybe on the outskirts of town you might have to wait 20 minutes because they've got two
my
bus.
only my only gripe with Seattle Metro is when they put in the light rail, they decided not to elevate it like a sci-fi movie.
Oh man. Okay.
If we'd
Um,
had a monorail going through town, oh my gosh, I never would have left. I would have made it like a day trip of riding that thing.
oh, it's so much fun. It really, 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 really is because you've got the L in Chicago, and I dearly love riding the L. As you get farther from the city center, you go down to grade, and there are some very, very short runs that are below grade. But going through downtown Chicago, it's all above grade. God, I love it. Well, not all, but close enough.
Well, in any event, yeah, that's the only real gripe I had.
Oh my! But
I mean, most of the places I wanted to go to, like, there's a bus stop within 3 or 4 blocks.
okay.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now I take that back a little bit. My last place that I had when I was in Seattle, you had to walk up like a hill, maybe 5 or 6 or 8 blocks or something to get to the bus stop. It wasn't a big deal,
Okay.
because it was a great apartment, great view, great everything. Sometimes I regret leaving it. I don't know.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a choice between the lighting conditions and the other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, I don't know, but like the way I was doing living in Homewood, um, one stop was right outside my door. It was right across the street. Another one was about 60 feet from my door. It's about as far as one would pitch a baseball from the mound to home plate. and then the one last bus was 2 blocks away. And between those buses, I could go almost anywhere. And then if I just didn't feel like taking the bus and it wasn't going too far, pull the bike out, and I could manage those hills. I haven't been on my bike in over a year. Damn it, that's poo poo.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
I can do a lot of things, but I take it a lot of people will try to stop me because let's face it. I mean, in this society, they want you to suffer as long and as hard as possible.
Well, I mean, it's not so bad when you're the one who decides those things.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you're not.
Um, how do
Not
you know?
not here.
How do you
Um,
know?
well, for example, I mean, I'm talking to a doctor, a medical doctor, about the kidneys and everything,
Hmm?
and I forget what words I used exactly, but they were conveying the meaning that um, I would rather not. I would rather not live through having the better part of life taken away from me. And right out of his mouth came, "What do you want me to? Do you want me to commit you?"
Well, see, here's the thing that you forgot to take into account is that that doctor could easily be one of my minions.
There
He
you
may
go.
be
There
there
you go.
specifically to prolong your suffering at my order.
There you go. Yeah.
Is it? Never underestimate me. Mwah ha ha.
I'll tell you, there is something I just don't understand. However,
I'm
and
sure there's more than one.
yeah, but there is the whole thing. Doctors take an oath. And if I
Hmm?
remember correctly, part of the Hippocratic Oath is that they shall not do harm to a patient.
Huh?
And causing that patient, or taking any useful life away from a patient, as far as I'm concerned, is causing harm.
Well, here's the thing. Like there's no sort of Asimov's three laws or by omission of action allowed to be harmed built into that oath.
Eh,
I mean, if you want to get super pedantic,
yeah, okay.
I'm just saying.
I've said this many times. I'll say it only the once unless anybody else wants me to say it again. I want to live, not merely breathe.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, the way society is set up and built, that seems to be out of the question. Oh well.
Well, yeah, there's times I think it was like not the best decision being born human.
Eh,
I can probably name several billion other alien species where it would have just worked out better.
there you go. There you go. I mean, at the very least, it might have been better for me to have been born on the planet Narskmalkapaz. You know.
Oh, that place has turned into a hole in the last couple of years. It's just taken over by ad executives. It's terrible.
Oh darn it. Okay. Is that the one where the company logo out in the front lawn sort of fell into the earth, and the half that remained spelled out, "Go stick your head in a pig"?
No,
No. Okay.
that was oddly specific.
That was the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation.
Hmm.
You've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right?
It was a long, long, long ass time ago.
Okay.
Like a really long ass time ago. I have to admit, okay, as fun as those books are, they kind of suffer from a same problem that I had with the first of the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. In fact, it seems to kind of be a British thing where a lot of books in like the fantasy genre aren't really about anything. Like they don't really have a plot. You're just following this band of characters around for a while and they do stuff
Yeah, yeah.
and eventually they're done doing stuff and it was like okay, but what was all of this in service of in the end? There was no big confrontation where everything's resolved at the end.
Well, part of that was to allow writing book after book.
No, but even so, I mean, it still felt like just a series of unconnected events that were somehow stitched together.
Yeah, I'll grant you that.
It's also what bothered me about the movie Krull, but that's a discussion for a time. Actually, we had it a long time ago, like a year ago. But yeah, it's just like so. As much as I like Hitchhiker's Guide, I find it difficult to read sometimes because I know it's not going anywhere.
Um, okay, by the time I got to what is it? Mostly harmless. I found it going kind of somewhere, but that was book number 5, if I remember correctly.
Hmm. I don't remember.
I mean,
But yeah, so
the one about young Zaphod, that seemed to be an afterthought, so I don't even know if it belongs in the increasingly
well,
less.
that's well, I mean, that's another one is like, how British people often pronounce things in some really funky ways. It wasn't until like I saw the movie or the TV series or something that I encountered one where people spoke that I found out it wasn't Zaphod.
I'm guilty of that as well.
That looks like Zaphod to me.
Mm.
But no, it's Zaphod. I just, it's, you know.
It amazes me, though, how much Zaphod People Perhaps reminded me of Keith Richards.
Hmm. Maybe it would have reminded me if I'd had any experience with Keith Richards.
There you go.
I know who he is, but really, honestly, I could not make that comparison. I don't know enough.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Um.
Ayoko Dabeliki.
So, what is different about a chartered accountant that a normal accountant isn't one?
Oh, I think that a CPA is allowed to do some things that a regular accountant is not, like conduct audits and stuff like that.
Um.
Because I think there's the certificate there that represents some sort of bonding.
Okay, well, it's just that like it seems to be the go-to profession for British people when they want to say that someone is dull.
Yes.
They're a chartered accountant, and I'm like, I know we have accountants in the United States. I'm not sure if chartered is a thing here. At least if they're not called that, I don't know.
Well,
I
here
mean,
here they're called certified.
oh,
They're certified public accountants, CPAs.
it's one of those weird little differences. It's kind of like how I think you'd have to look pretty hard to find anyone performing the duties of a proctor here in the United States or a prefect.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't have those here. It's not a thing.
And then there's the difference, I believe, between an attorney and a barrister or something like that.
I couldn't even tell you. I know those words are things. I couldn't tell you anything about those things.
Mage. Well, this is a few minutes ago, but
Hmm?
Mage mentions got one conservative on Facebook thinking the Derek verdict is disgraceful and will result in cities burning.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm telling you, no, that's not going to happen. If he'd been found not guilty, yeah, I'm pretty sure there would have been violence. But, um,
Moo.
I, because like, you know how everyone was flipping out, going, "Oh, we're gonna have riots and take over the country if Trump loses," and then it just fizzled. No, nobody installed Trump as president on March 14th or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, no, nobody stormed every state's capital. It just didn't happen. And like I think anyone saying that there will be violence over the Chauvin trial, like being a guilty verdict, they're just blowing smoke.
I don't know, but then there are those fascists in government that worry the hell out of me, but that's another story entirely.
Mm.
Yeah, people like Green and Bobert and the whole lot of them, basically, but that's another story.
Well, um, it's been an interesting day.
Yes.
Kind of a calm, out of it interesting day, but an interesting day.
Sounds like a curse to me. May you live in interesting times.
Sounds like the movie Groundhog Day.
Okay.
You ever see that?
No.
Bill Murray? No?
I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
Well, you know the premise.
Vaguely.
He keeps reliving the same Groundhog Day over and over and over until he gets it quote unquote right.
Moo. Okay.
One of those. And well, never mind. Anyway. Yeah.
I.
But
Oh, please excuse me. I have Corosto.
But yeah, I don't expect any real violence over this. I think it would be very difficult to get people fired up. Like I'm not sure how many people are really invested in police violence.
Mm.
And sure, some of them are probably just fucking racists. But like it seems like they have an uphill battle to recruit people to push back against this. Where the folks who have been the target of police abuse are just ready to crack skulls because they're sick and tired of it, and understandably so.
Uh huh.
So I think anyone guessing there will be right wing violence over this is probably just misjudging the audience.
Oh
But
man, but
don't take my word for it, because I'm both talking out of my ass and high. So hey.
well, here's an interesting little thing going on here. On my Twitter feed, we've got a something here that reads: "Family tells us that the person who was fatally shot by Columbus police was 15-year-old Makia Bryant, I believe the name is.
Oh yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that one either.
But the rapper around it, the one that quote tweeted it, said a police officer shot and killed this person in Columbus, Ohio, just minutes after the verdict announcement in Minneapolis." Oh, great. We
Man, you realize that like we're getting to the point where shootings are twice a day?
or more. I think within the last week there has been at least one day where we've had what 3 or 4 shootings.
Maybe. I don't know. But it's just like, well, I'm not counting shootings as bodies so much as incidents, just to clarify.
Tayo korostu.
But I mean, it just seems like it, almost just waiting for the next one, so it's like, there's the one for today, I can relax, it's over, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But then that's not morbid at all.
Let's see. I'm just curious. Okay. ¿Qué te perrota? Tayo quieres
Right?
sin tayo caramento por radipelekisa.
Flub it up, blib blub leave, step it up there, champ.
Uh-huh. U.S. has reported at least 50 mass shootings since Atlanta spa shootings. That was about a month ago, wasn't it?
Something like that. Man, have you noticed how quickly this year seems to be going by?
Yes.
I mean, like it's already freaking April. Last year it felt like 5 years had gone by before April.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Part of
Fucking
it may
weird.
have been the political climate. Well, of course, the political climate still isn't all that great.
Well, we had an election and we had riots and we had like Occupy and Chaz and all that shit. And it just things got so crazy. Then there was an insurrection.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, it's just that. Oh, and murder hornets. Don't forget murder hornets.
Can't forget those.
And a pandemic and all of this. It's just like it got so crazy, so much shit at once.
I don't know. Makes you wonder if there isn't some set of gods out there that's out to get us.
Yeah, if there is, it's Loki.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there other chaos gods?
Well, there's Eris.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, there you go. Sure, yeah.
mm-hmm.
And prankster and trickster gods. I know there's bunches of those.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, there's at least one or two from Ireland.
I thought Loki was considered a
Well,
trickster god.
yeah, I thought it was chaos, but okay.
Could be. Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's still
one
the same
runs into
effect.
the other. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So it does seem like someone, I don't know, spoke the wrong name into a mirror 3 times, and we got a year of darkness. Oh,
Ja. Scheiße, scheiße. Es ist scheißvoll.
did you say this is a shitfall?
Gross. Scheißvoll is literally full of shit.
Oh,
Is it scheiße and voll?
I don't know. I think a shitfall would be one of the most disgusting natural phenomena ever. You know?
Could you just see the holding tank in an airline crapper being released over some populated area? Yeah, you know.
No. I'm picturing like a waterfall of crap.
All right. Yeah.
Like Niagara Falls is more like Niagara fecal sample or something. Instead of that rush of water, you hear splop, 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 sploopity splop. And you wonder why you go there on vacation. Every year, you don't remember how disappointed you were last time, and you keep going. I mean, why?
Yes, there you
So
go.
yeah, that's what I was picturing when you said what you said, and I don't even remember what it was anymore, and it's gross.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were talking about your wacky ass German word.
Okay then. Muffbeef.
Shitfall, scheissfall. I don't know. Although it almost sounded like you said scheiss foil, and I'm just picturing this like fencing foil made of dookie.
Touche.
Oh, Pouche.
Okay then.
Uh,
Alrighty.
I don't know.
Oh my. Okay, wait a minute. I don't get this.
The only thing I'm full of.
on my Twitter feed. One of the people has a couple pictures, and the second picture is of the first thing I ever wood burned, my pizza peel. What is a pizza peel?
What?
What is a pizza peel?
I'm assuming the crust.
Okay. Moo. I've
Matter, it's
never.
some wacky, funky skincare routine I haven't heard of yet.
I'm gonna have to ask her, because I've never heard that term before.
Well, I'm guessing it's the most likely is it's the crust.
Okay then. Moo.
Although, let's see. Well, I looked up pizza peel and it's coming up with these paddles, the ones that you stick them in the oven with. Never knew it was called that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's that funky spatula thing that you use with pizza ovens.
Oh. I guess.
Yarp.
I guess I've learned something today, huh?
Yeah, not to mess with me because I'm a Google goddess.
Alrighty then. Okay. Oh my. Oh, let's see what we've got going there, though.
What?
All kinds of fun stuff.
This is Niagara shots.
Niagara? What?
Niagara shits? What?
No idea.
Holly, neither of us understand you. Norgal Schleck shots, shits, shimmies. I don't know what you're trying to say. The thing that you tried to say, it did not indeed be parsed by my brain.
Well, your brain is kind of altered today, so that may or may not have something to do with it.
When you say altered, I prefer to think freed.
There we go. Gestapa. No, I don't know what that means. I don't. But oh, Cheshapataki. Oh, but there's the one thing I do like. One of the things I like today is Ted Nugent
Oh yeah.
diagnosed with the virus.
Yep.
Take that,
And
asshole.
I gotta tell you, if the sick I felt after that second shot is anything even remotely like what he's feeling right now, neener, neener, neener.
Move beef.
He actually did, like, I saw one of those tweets. It was like he never felt that sick in his entire life. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly what the fuck you mean. I mean, that was one of the nastiest states I've ever been in. And I'm including New Jersey in that.
Okay.
And he's got the real thing, not just a side effect from a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
This is like I'd say, oh, poor baby, but someone might take me seriously.
Yeah, there you are.
You.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
word.
I suppose I say it's okay to take delight in the suffering of others when there's nothing you can do about it. And I put
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do about it at the end of that, just because, like, I don't want to give really mean people an out. But I
Yeah.
mean, if there's someone who's just going down in flames, there's nothing you can do, and there's someone you really don't like, go ahead and chortle. I won't stop you. Maybe don't do it in front of the family, but if you're gonna snicker, because I mean, how often do you get to do that? You
Uh-huh.
know? I'm just saying, it's like there are certain times, kinds, and ways to be evil that are actually okay.
Oh, my
Consider
word.
one. It's really okay to be evil in comedy because you don't mean it. You're just making people laugh.
Okay, then. Yeah.
Anyone, oh no, no, anything you joke about has to be taken as your actual offstage opinion. Those people kind of need to be doused in kerosene, lit on fire. Those people.
Well, I don't know about kerosene. It's kind of hard to ignite.
Okay, as long as they end up on fire at the end of this, I'm good. All right.
Okay, okay. Alcohol is easier, but it doesn't burn as hot. Um,
Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
uh-huh.
Liquor? I hardly know her.
They're still going on
You know,
about this. Damn it.
you know how I hold my liquor by the ears.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
My.
wood.
Okay, what we have here, let's get some context around it. The New York Times puts a post up. She's 18 and developed blood clots in her brain after receiving a Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine. Here's what happened. Oh, man. I just hate the way they jump all over these extremely rare side effects.
Well,
You know, like when you've got some 6 million doses administered or something, and then you have 6 occurrences of a particular side effect. I mean, I'll take the odds. Okay.
well, oh, yeah. I'm having exactly that argument with someone on a YouTube video right now. And they're like, I could die from this. And I'm like, yeah. And you could also totally live and not pass the disease on to other people and stuff. And given how few people die, well, obviously, I took my second dose. I took those odds to Vegas. Stop
Mm-hmm.
being a wuss.
Yeah.
And of course, then the next like reply was, well, what about this other thing? It is. It's like you just started looking for every goddamn excuse. You know,
Moo.
that's the thing. Is like working backward from your conclusion.
I don't know. I really wish I knew a way to defeat the mentality that gives us anti vaxxers or science denialists or creationists or, name the group. Um, I'd like to know what's going on and how to get around it, how to defeat it.
Yeah. Okay.
Moo.
I just want to follow the gospels of R2, Darth, Luke, and Han.
I saw that earlier today. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's good.
I'm kind of glad to see you back on Twitter. It's always nice to see your voice there.
Mm, the thing is that Mark Zuckerberg doesn't like how I express myself. Apparently, telling someone to go away using R rated language is harassing them. And so I had to take a vacation. And I still got like a week or two left on my vacation. And I just got fucking stir crazy with no one to talk to. So I broke down and started using Twitter again,
Moo.
especially since like, it has stuff to talk about. When with the side effects from the second jab, there was stuff to mention.
Okay.
So
Moo
yeah,
moo 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 moo.
it was, so anyway,
Yes, dear.
uh, I haven't eaten in a while, and it might be time to do so.
Okay. Well, especially since you're high as a kite right now.
Yeah.
Uh huh. And you know how the
Well, I'm
munchies
not
always
gonna be
follow on. Hmm?
not the only thing that's gonna be baked. Just
uh,
saying.
I have to look around and see if there's anything I can serve up. Um,
That tennis ball over there.
Yeah. I mean, I've got ingredients coming out in my. I just don't have any food.
Yeah, I really need to use up the last of that chicken. It's like it probably has a few days left, but why risk it?
Oh, right. Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty hungry, and it has been a few minutes since I made a good stir fry. So, you know,
moof
now I just
beef.
gotta decide how to spice it. What spice palette will I be using? My usual defaults are either Indian or Italian, or maybe just generic ass East Asian. I don't know which way to go today.
Oh, I don't know. Generic ass East Asian sounds good. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything specific, right?
It's true. I mean, just soy sauce and ginger. How can you go wrong? Maybe some garlic is good.
Yeah.
Like, probably leave out the five spice because like I have not found like the maximum amount of five spice you can throw into a dish where it won't overwhelm it.
Yes.
That
Um,
that that was just a giant pain in the ass. But I mean, you can spice stuff up, and yeah,
how you
you can make it work.
how you doing for peanuts?
None.
Okay. So much for that idea.
Yeah. Well, it's not like I'm averse to basically having like dorm room trailer trash Asian food.
Yeah.
I may have a reasonable stove, but I can cook like all I have is a hot plate and still enjoy it.
All right. Yeah, I remember those days.
Well, I mean, like I'm picky and not picky. It just I keep my I won't eat that triggers in different places for most people.
Uh huh.
Like I'm not turning up my nose at quote unquote common food. In fact, I'm more likely to turn up my nose at fancy ass snooty shit, right? But there are certain ingredients I just will not ingest because ew,
Okay.
is that sort of thing.
I remember back in the day, I had a hot pot and I had a griddle, and really that's all I needed. We weren't allowed to have any of that stuff in the dorm room, but we still had it. My
Right.
nothing
So,
like eggs, bacon, and pancakes for breakfast,
mm,
or dinner on a Sunday, because the meal plan did not include Sunday dinner,
oh,
so you were on your
hmm.
own for that.
Trying to remember what the meal plan was like at my college because like I know I ate in the cafeteria all the time, but I don't really remember what the food was like.
Ours was pretty good. A little of this, a little of that, and some of the other, as far as that goes. I mean, nothing super fancy or nothing super crappy, but it was good nourishment and everything else.
Like, okay, I guess the best way to describe it, the way I remember it, is if you have like a spectrum, let's say it's vertical because it's easier. And down at the bottom, you have the food they served you and like elementary school through high school, right? And then somewhere near the middle, give or take, is like IHOP or Denny's, right?
Okay. Uh huh.
College food, smack dab in the middle.
Yes. That was what
Right?
Marietta's
It's
food was like.
cafeteria food and fucking Denny's and IHOP. Bam, there's college food, college
Yep.
cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ours.
Anyway, speaking of food, I need some, so I'm gonna talk to you later.
Okay, honey. You take care. Be
Have
good and
fun.
have fun. Yay!
Yeah. Catch you later.
Oh boy. And here I am all by myself. What do you think? Huh? And let's see if we can go over here and see what happens. Oh my word. That's looking pretty weird, isn't it? Um, let's see if we can't fix this. This is the thing that my settings always change. I don't do anything with the buttons or the knobs or whatever you want to call it, but they change all by themselves, and I have to redo them every time, and it's not good. It's not fun. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have? Looking at that. All right. Yay. I like it. 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 So that's the 20th of April, 2021. Yes. All kinds of good stuff and things, and I have no idea what else there is. And no, I have no idea. I mean, I've got stuff for making a pizza, but I don't know if I may be too lazy to do that. I don't know what we've got going over here. Maybe I'll have a carrot. I mean, I don't want to eat too much because I'll have a bad reaction to it. It always happens that way. Shit. But, what can I tell you? Let's see how we're doing over here in the side chat, huh? Hey, Skeptic Mafia, how you doing, honey? Oh, yay. Now, all kinds of good stuff going on over here, and things, and stuff, and things, and things, and stuff, and things will stuff, and don't mind me, I'm strange. Yeah, I'm thinking, trying to decide what I want for food, if I want food. I mean, I had a bowl of cereal this morning, so I've had my caloric intake for the day. Um, and I still haven't made soup. Maybe tomorrow, I guess, or maybe tonight. We'll see what happens. Um, oh, what's this? Mage says I might have some popcorn later. Though eating popcorn is rolling the dice for me. I could end up with abdominal cramps from it. Ooh, not fun. Not fun. No, 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 no. Easy am I not too knowing. Yeah. Weigh the pros and the cons. Oh, yay. Oh, I don't know. And then the other thing is stuff I have for pizza. It's one of those pizza mix things that you get in a box. I haven't had one of those in a long time, so I bought one a while back, and I bought some extra shit to throw on there, and just have to just what I decide what I want, if I want anything at all. Come up with something. Eating stuff out of my freezer, so now there's something I could do. Could fry up some bacon. Fry a couple of eggs. Yeah, it's an idea. I could check the eggs out that way because I want to make mayonnaise and film making it so I can make a macaroni salad with my own mayonnaise. I haven't made my own in a long, long time. There's a trick to it, and I did pretty well the last time I did it, but it's been years. So I've got to screw around with it and see if I can't get it right this time. We'll see what happens. Every day I want to do something and I never can because it's feeling like shit most days. I hate this. It'd be nice if I could get my kidneys kick-started, but it's not going to happen. I know that. Okay, so tell you what we're going to do, if nobody minds. I'm going to say that I want to thank everyone who's here. I want to thank everyone who's not here. You're amazing. All of you, you're amazing people. I love you dearly. I don't know how you put up with me, but I'm so happy that you do. And as long as you want, and as long as I can, I'll keep doing this. See if I can put a smile on your face. How's that sound? Oh, so everybody who is inclined to do so, just get yourself sky high and have a good day of it. And let's all celebrate the day. Let's all celebrate the guilty verdict. It's a darn good thing. And on top of all that, I want to say then, thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side.